Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video I'm just going to be talking about, or rather just giving a brief guide on how to actually start learning Python and just making the things that you want to make with it, which includes softwares, games, video games, and web applications, etc. So the first thing obviously is, for learning Python you have great YouTube videos, YouTube tutorials, tutorial series, and they are generally really great because although they are somewhat long most of the time, they do serve the purpose and teach you really well and are really beginner friendly as well. And if you're a student or a self-learner, it's greater because you won't have to pay for any external website or course, which generally turn out to be a little bit expensive. And the one that I used to learn was the 6 hours tutorial from Programming with Mosh. It was basically a collection of multiple tutorials or multiple lessons which taught you all of the basics of Python, so you can start learning other things for just creating the things that you want to make with it. And now that's it for when you just want to learn Python basics and then just the base Python. But after you actually finish learning the base of Python, what do you actually do with this newfound knowledge? You just need to think, what exactly do you want to make with it? Whether you want to do machine learning, or whether you want to just program some backend of a website, a video game, some software or something, I don't know. You just have to think what you want to do with your newfound knowledge and how do you actually put that into practice by deciding what you want to make with it. And then you just need to look up what you need to learn in order to be able to make that specific thing. So in my case, if you have seen my last video, you'd know that most of my projects are game development in general. So when I wanted to know how do I actually make a video game using the Python programming language, I just looked up on the internet how do I make a game using Python, and then just the first thing that showed up was something called Pygame. For those of you who do not know, it's basically like an extension or library for the base Python, which allows you to make windows and graphical things with Python, and which is mainstreamly games. And if you're looking to learning that, you can do so by a really great place to start would be just the Fluffy Potatoes Python Pygame tutorial series. It's a really great series because it's beginner friendly and also advanced as well. And he also himself makes a couple of games with it and sells them on platforms like Steam, etc. And his tutorials for the exact thing which I used to learn when I was starting out as well. And then there's this little something called tkinter or TK interface for when you are trying to make like Windows forms or something, Windows applications or something. And then for the mobile applications you can use something like Kiwi. It's cross-platform and it has a couple of tutorials as well. And then for web applications or backend of a website, you can use Django or Flask. And then for the tutorials for these, you can again just go to YouTube. There are a lot of great tutorial series on YouTube for these as well. And that's it for the libraries and tutorials that you would have to learn, or just an example of those for when you want to make something with Python after learning Python. And then other than that, the really important thing is to just work on actual side projects. Just work on some projects for fun. You don't need to be working on one mainstream project all the time. Just have like small side projects which you can work on to gain some experience. Because there are two things that you benefit from. First is obviously that you are actually creating something, so this will give you actual practical knowledge. And then the other thing is that you are actually receiving a lot of experience for creating something in practical, which you wouldn't get otherwise if you were just learning from, let's say, just a theoretical wise. Your side projects don't have to be really big or major, just keep them small side projects for fun. For example, if you're in game development, just participate in game jams or something. And then if you are in software development, then small Windows form which do small input and logging or something. And then for the web applications, you get the gist of it. Just make some small projects for fun, for the sake of learning, until you feel like you are getting good and you have gotten really good at your specific thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to say for now. Just making your own side projects is particularly important because the experience, just as I said, it gives you experience, but at the same time you actually receive like practical information which they don't teach you in a lot of tutorial series or something. Information which you don't really get anywhere. You just have to figure them out by just bumping into a problem and then figuring out your own solutions. So yeah, that was it. Just a small quick video that I wanted to do. If you found this video helpful in any way, just don't forget to subscribe, because only 0.5% of my viewers are subscribed apparently. So yeah, that's pretty much it. See you in another video.